SEO optimized intro script 1 minute. Welcome back to the channel, coin lovers and history seekers. Today, we're diving into the incredible world of the Liberty United States of America quarter dollar coins, the iconic 25-cent pieces that carry the spirit of American freedom and hidden value. These classic Liberty quarter dollars, including the Standing Liberty quarter and the Washington quarter, are more than everyday change. Some are rare silver coins worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in today's collector market. In this video, we'll uncover the most valuable and rare U.S. Liberty quarter dollar coins you need to know about, from early 1900s Standing Liberty quarters to key date mint marks, full head varieties, and rare mint errors that collectors are hunting for worldwide. Each quarter tells a powerful story of history, rarity, and unbelievable worth. So don't miss a moment. Like this video, subscribe, and ring the bell icon, because we're about to reveal the top Liberty United States quarter dollar coins that could turn an ordinary 25-cent coin into a life-changing treasure. The Liberty in God We Trust 1968 United States of America quarter dollar coin is one of the most fascinating coins for collectors, history lovers, and people searching for valuable old U.S. coins. This Washington quarter, struck during a major transition period in American coinage, carries deep historical importance and hidden value potential that many people still overlook today. In 1968, the United States was adjusting to a new era after silver was removed from circulating quarters just a few years earlier, making this coin a powerful symbol of change, survival, and modern American minting history. The 1968 quarter dollar features the iconic profile of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan. Washington's strong left-facing portrait, combined with a bold inscription Liberty and the national motto, In God We Trust, represents freedom, faith, and unity during a time of social and political change in America. The date 1968 appears clearly below Washington's portrait, and sharp, well-defined lettering can significantly affect the coin's desirability and market value. Collectors always pay close attention to the clarity of these details, as even minor work can change a coin's grade and price. On the reverse side, the majestic bald eagle with outstretched wings stands proudly on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath it, symbolizing America's readiness for peace but strength in defense. The inscriptions United States of America and quarter dollar frame the design, while E Pluribus Unum appears above the eagle. This classic design was nearing the end of its era, making the 1968 quarter one of the later issues before major design changes arrived decades later. For collectors, coins from the final years of a long-running design often carry special historical appeal. The 1968 quarter was produced at multiple U.S. mint facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver, while proof versions were struck at the San Francisco Mint. Coins without a mint mark were made in Philadelphia, while those with a small d mint mark came from Denver. San Francisco proof coins feature an S mint mark and were specially made for collectors using polished dies and planchets. These proof quarters are known for their mirror-like surfaces and sharp details, and they are often more valuable than regular circulation strikes, especially when preserved in original condition. One of the most important facts about the 1968 quarter is its composition. Unlike quarters minted before 1965, which contained 90% silver, the 1968 quarter is made of a copper-nickel clad composition over a pure copper core. While it does not have intrinsic silver value, this does not mean it lacks collector value. Condition, rarity, and high grades, mint errors, and proof quality all play a crucial role in determining how much a 1968 quarter can be worth in today's market. High-grade examples of a 1968 quarter can command impressive prices, particularly those graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. Coins in mint state condition, especially MS65 and above, are much harder to find than most people realize because many were heavily circulated. Proof coins from San Francisco in perfect or near-perfect condition are also highly desirable, especially those with deep cameo contrast between the frosted design and mirrored background. These premium examples can sell for many times their face value. Error coins add another exciting layer of value to the 1968 quarter dollar. Collectors actively search for errors such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, clip planchets, broad strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. Even small minting mistakes can dramatically increase a coin's worth, turning an ordinary-looking quarter into a rare collectible. Many valuable error coins are still undiscovered, sitting unnoticed in old collections, drawers, or inherited coin jars. The historical context of 1968 also adds emotional and cultural value to this coin. The late 1960s were a time of transformation in the United States, marked by social movements, technological progress, and global challenges. Coins minted during this era serve as tangible connections to history, allowing collectors to hold a real piece of the past in their hands. For many people, this connection alone makes the 1968 quarter dollar a meaningful and desirable collectible. Today, interest in rare and old U.S. coins continues to grow, especially on platforms like YouTube, where collectors share discoveries, values, and hidden treasures. The 1968, In God We Trust, quarter dollar stands out as a coin that blends history, symbolism, and collectible potential. Whether you are a beginner learning about U.S. coins or an experienced collector searching for high-grade examples or rare errors, this quarter deserves careful attention. Sometimes, the most ordinary-looking coins can hold extraordinary stories and surprising value, waiting for the right eyes to recognize them. The 1989 The United States of America quarter dollar coin, carrying the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust, is one of those everyday coins that quietly holds history, collectability, and surprising value potential. Struck at the Denver Mint, this Washington quarter represents the classic-clad era of U.S. coinage, a time when billions of coins were produced for daily circulation, yet only a small percentage survived in truly high-grade condition. While many people overlook this coin as common pocket change, serious collectors know that condition, strike quality, and rare errors can transform an ordinary 1989 D quarter into a highly desirable collectible in today's numismatic market. On the obverse, George Washington's left-facing portrait dominates the design, a symbol of American independence and leadership that has appeared on the quarter since 1932. The word Liberty arches across the top, while In God We Trust sits confidently to the left of Washington's profile, reinforcing the values deeply rooted in U.S. history. The date 1989 appears at the bottom, and just to the right of the ribbon tying Washington's hair. The small D mint mark identifies this coin as being produced in Denver. These design elements may seem simple, but collectors carefully study spacing, sharpness, and surface quality to determine a coin's true worth. The reverse of the 1989 D quarter features the iconic heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows in an olive branch, symbolizing strength and peace. Above the eagle is United States of America, with E pluribus unum proudly displayed, and quarter dollar at the bottom. This reverse design, used until 1998 before the state quarters program began, represents the final years of the traditional Washington quarter style. Because of this, late 1980s quarters like the 1989 D are often collected as par complete date and mint mark sets from the classic era. From a composition standpoint, the 1989 D quarter is made of a copper-nickel clad structure, consisting of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. It weighs 5.67 grams and measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter. While it contains no silver, unlike pre-1965 quarters, its value comes from condition and rarity rather than precious metal content. Most circulated examples are only worth face value, but coins that escaped heavy wear and remain in mint state condition can be worth significantly more. What truly excites collectors about the 1989 D quarter is the hunt for high-grade examples and mint errors. Because quarters were heavily used in commerce, finding one from 1989 with full luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks is challenging. Coins graded MS65, MS66, or higher by professional grading services can command strong premiums. In top conditions, these coins have sold for many times their face value, especially when appeal and strike quality stand out compared to typical Denver Mint issues of that year. Error coins add another layer of excitement and value. Off-center strikes, double die obverse details, clip planchets, broad strikes, and misaligned dies have all been reported on Washington quarters from the late 1980s. A 1989 D quarter with a clear and dramatic error can attract serious attention from collectors and error specialists alike. Such pieces are rare by nature, and depending on the type and visibility of the error, their value can jump from a few dollars to hundreds of dollars or more. Proof-like surfaces and exceptional strikes are also key factors collectors look for. Some 1989 D quarters display unusually reflective fields in frosted devices, giving them a proof-like appearance even though they were struck for circulation. These coins are scarce and highly sought after, especially when professionally graded. The Denver Mint was known for producing large quantities, but not necessarily consistent top-quality strikes, making standout examples even more desirable today. Market demand for Washington quarters remains strong, particularly among collectors completing date and mint mark sets or focusing on late 20th century U.S. coinage. The 1989 D quarter fits perfectly into this niche, offering affordability for beginners and challenge for advanced collectors seeking the finest known examples. As more collectors recognize the difficulty of finding pristine specimens, interest and prices for top-graded coins continue to trend upward. If you come across a 1989 D quarter, it's worth taking a closer look before spending it. Check the surfaces under good lighting. Look for strong detail in Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, and watch for any unusual features that could indicate an error. Coins stored safely without cleaning or damage have the best chance of retaining or increasing their value over time. Even a single well-preserved example can become a standout piece in a collection. The 1989 The United States of America $quarter coin with Liberty, and Iron God We Trust proves that not every valuable coin has to be old or made of silver. Sometimes, the true value lies in condition, rarity, and the story behind the coin. For collectors and everyday coin hunters alike, this quarter is a reminder that hidden treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places, waiting quietly to be discovered. The 1984 The United States of America $quarter coin with the inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust is one of those everyday coins that many people overlook. Yet collectors know it holds an interesting place in U.S. numismatic history. This Washington quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark on the obverse, just to the right of George Washington's ponytail. Produced during the early 1980s, this coin represents a transitional period in American coinage when minting technology, circulation demand, and collecting interest were all changing rapidly. Even though it is not made of silver, the 1984 D quarter can still be valuable depending on its condition, strike quality, and the presence of rare errors. On the obverse of the 1984 D quarter, you'll find the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The word Liberty appears prominently along the top edge, while In God We Trust is split, with In God placed to the left of Washington and We Trust to the right. The date, 1984, sits at the bottom. This familiar design has been used on Washington quarters since 1932, making it one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. Collectors often look closely at the details of Washington's hair, the sharpness of the lettering, and the overall surface quality to judge whether a coin is ordinary or potentially special. The reverse of the 1984 D quarter features a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness, while olive branches represent peace. Above the eagle is the motto, E Pluribus Unum. And around the edges you'll see United States of America and $quarter. This reverse design was standard on quarters before the introduction of the 50-state quarters program in 1999. Because millions of these coins were used daily in circulation, finding one with strong detail on the eagle's feathers and clean fields can be challenging and rewarding for collectors. In terms of composition, the 1984 D Washington quarter is a copper-nickel-clad coin, not silver. It consists of a pure copper core sandwiched between two layers of copper-nickel alloy, giving it a total weight of about 5.67 grams. This change from silver quarters, which ended in 1964, means that most circulated examples are worth their face value of 25 cents. However, condition is everything in coin collecting, and that's where the real interest begins. Uncirculated 1984 D quarters, especially those graded in high mint state condition, such as MS-65 or higher, can be worth significantly more than face value. Coins with bright luster, minimal contact marks, and strong strikes are highly desirable. Because many quarters from the early 1980s were heavily used, pristine examples are harder to find today. This scarcity in top condition creates collector demand and drives up value in the numismatic market. Another exciting aspect of the 1984 D quarter is a possibility of mint errors. Error coins are always popular because they are unique and often rare. Some known errors to look for include off-center strikes, double strikes, clip planchets, and die cracks. Double die errors, where the lettering or date appears double due to a misaligned die, can be especially valuable. A clear double die on "In God We Trust, Liberty," or the date can turn an ordinary quarter into a highly sought-after collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on severity and condition. Collectors also pay attention to strike quality from the Denver Mint during this period. Some 1984 D quarters show weaker strikes, particularly on Washington's hair and the Eagle's chest feathers. A well-struck example with sharp detail stands out and is more desirable. If you come across a 1984 D quarter with unusually crisp detail, it's worth taking a closer look or even having it professionally graded. When evaluating the value of a 1984 D quarter, grading plays a crucial role. Circulated coins with visible will usually trade close to face value. Lightly circulated coins may bring a small premium. Uncirculated coins can range from a few dollars to much higher prices for top-graded specimens. Error coins, of course, exist in a category of their own, with values that can far exceed standard examples. This is why many collectors recommend not spending old quarters without checking them carefully. The 1984 D quarter is also popular among dated mint collectors who aim to complete a full Washington quarter set. For these collectors, finding a clean, high-quality Denver Mint example is essential. Even though millions were minted, not all survived in collectible condition. Over time, coins are lost, damaged, or worn down, making high-grade survivors more desirable. Searching through pocket change, old jars, or inherited collections can still yield surprises. Many people don't realize that coins from the 1980s are now over 4 decades old. While most would be common, the chance of discovering a high-grade coin or a rare error keeps collectors searching. That sense of possibility is what makes coin collecting exciting and rewarding. In today's market, interest in classic Washington quarters remains strong, especially as newer designs replace older ones in circulation. The 1984 D Liberty in God We Trust $quarter coin may look ordinary at first glance, but it carries history, artistry, and the potential for hidden value. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, taking the time to examine this coin closely could turn a simple quarter into a valuable addition to your collection. The 1982 P United States of America $quarter coin with a familiar Liberty portrait and the powerful motto, "In God We Trust," holds a unique and fascinating place in American numismatic history, making it a highly searched and discussed coin among collectors today. This Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint during a time of major economic pressure in the United States, when inflation and rising production costs were forcing the U.S. Mint to rethink how coins were made, distributed, and even preserved for collectors. Although the design appears ordinary at first glance, the story behind the 1982 P quarter makes it far more interesting than many people realize, especially for those searching their pocket change for valuable and rare U.S. coins. The obverse of the 1982 P quarter features George Washington facing left, a design originally created by John Flanagan and first introduced in 1932. The word Liberty is boldly displayed at the top, while "In God We Trust" appears to the left of Washington's profile, a detail many collectors closely examine for clarity and strike quality. The P mint mark, located to the right of Washington's ponytail, confirms that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This detail is extremely important because Philadelphia minted quarters from this era have specific characteristics that affect their desirability and value in the collector market. The reverse side showcases the iconic heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching arrows in an olive branch, symbolizing both strength and peace. Above the eagle is the phrase, "United States of America," while $quarter appears below. The details of the eagle's feathers, the sharpness of the arrows, and the overall strike quality play a major role in determining Whether in 1982, P quarter is considered common, premium, or potentially collectible at a higher level. Collectors often search for strong strikes because many coins from this year were produced quickly and without the careful quality control seen in earlier decades. One of the most important reasons a 1982 P quarter is so widely discussed is because 1982 was a year in which no official U.S. mint sets were produced. This decision was made due to economic constraints and declining demand, and it means that collectors could not obtain high-quality, uncirculated examples directly from the mint. As a result, well-preserved 1982 P quarters are noticeably harder to find today, especially those that show minimal wear, strong luster, and clean surfaces. This scarcity in higher grades has driven significant interest and increased search volume for this coin online. The 1982 P Washington quarter is composed of a copper-nickel-clad structure with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. While it contains no silver, many people mistakenly assume older quarters are silver, which adds to the curiosity and frequent searches surrounding this coin. Even without precious metal content, condition is everything. Circulated examples are common, but uncirculated coins with sharp details and minimal contact marks can command much higher prices compared to face value, especially when professionally graded. Error coin collectors also pay close attention to the 1982 P quarter. Some examples have been discovered with off-center strikes, double-die details, weak strikes, or unusual planchet issues. These mint errors can significantly increase a coin's value, sometimes by many times over standard examples. Because quality control was less consistent during this period, error coins from 1982 are actively hunted by collectors who know exactly what to look for under magnification and proper lighting. In today's coin market, the value of a 1982 P quarter ranges widely depending on condition. Worn, circulated coins are generally worth face value, but uncirculated examples can sell for several dollars, and high-grade pieces certified by professional grading services may reach much higher levels. Coins graded MS65 or above are especially desirable because of the difficulty in finding such well-preserved examples from a year with no mint sets. This has made the 1982 P quarter a sleeper coin that many collectors believe is undervalued relative to its historical significance. For collector investors and everyday coin hunters, the Liberty, in God We Trust 1982 P United States quarter dollar represents more than just spare change. It reflects a turning point in U.S. mint history, a year shaped by economic challenges and production changes that left behind a coin with lasting appeal. Checking your change carefully, understanding mint marks, and recognizing condition can turn an ordinary-looking quarter into a meaningful collectible. As interest in rare and valuable U.S. coins continues to grow, the 1982 P Washington quarter remains a powerful reminder that sometimes the most interesting coins are hiding in plain sight.